I like to use this character for the kids, because when a kid sees me like this, it's a little intimidating to a 7-year-old. I mean, let's face it. And speaking of facing it, you know, to all you parents out there, I don't really like it when you guys, no, you know, trying to force the kid on to see me. Let that kid take his time. I don't know, let me work with it. You know, but I'll get that kid to face his fear. And he won't be afraid of the dark anymore, because as a child, I used to be afraid of the dark. Now look at me. I am the dark. Yeah, so to speak. But anyway, that Boogeyman slips out every now and then. But yeah, if I can do something positive with this character, like scaring these kids into doing the right thing, man, and that in a positive way, you know, not so intimidating, but they listen. So, and all if I can do is I can get one kid to listen and change that kid to a more positive outlook on life. And I love that. I love that, because this character is so animated. You know, it's out there. People, you know, you walk out, who's not gonna say, "Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? What the fuck is he? Damn, he looks fucking great." It made me sound like I'm a little into myself, but no, I'm proud of what I do. Proud of what I do, man. You know, just like working out. Working out takes me, I've been working out all my life. Not bad, you know. And I'm a young 30 years of age, if you guys know that story. And that story is, like I say, back to Tough Enough, full circle. I lied to get on Tough Enough, but I knew if I told them my actual age, they'll probably look at the application and pass it on and say, "Man, this guy's too old." But with me having the confidence that I have in myself, and the hunger and the desire and discipline and work ethic, I knew all I needed was to get there. And I knew I had at least 3 days, a 3-day window to prove myself before they find out I lied. And I went there, some of you guys may know the story, in pain. It's a great story. Let me get these 3 more dots. So my agent, Roxanne, she goes to me, going back to her, she says, "Marty, you ought to try this." You know, this is after Any Given Sunday, Replacement with Keanu Reeves, Gene Hackman. I was Butler in that movie. I was the meanest linebacker. And also I was Transporter too. So anybody out there that's looking for, need a role to be fulfilled, or any creepy role, anything like that, give me a shot. I guarantee you I'll deliver. But in any case, so she sent me out to Venice Beach to do Tough Enough. $200 Southwest. So I went there, man, with paint on my face. Just already put paint, it was just black paint around my eyes. And my haircut, I meant to tell you that, I can't leave that first and foremost. I've worn this haircut for more than 20 years or so. Yeah, more than 20 years. It's worn in college. It's a tribute to my grandmother. It's Native American. You know, not to bring up any bad history, but we know history is history. But it's a broken arrow for the broken promises the United States government promised the Native Americans, which my grandmother was full Cherokee Indian. So it's a tribute to her. This is actually, it has nothing to do with Boogeyman. You know, so it's a tribute to my heritage. It's like I said, broken arrow. But in any case, and not many people know that. So Rocky sends me out to California, Venice Beach, and I go there. In my mind, I had a freaking Walkman at the time. A Walkman. You guys don't know what that is? You guys know what a Walkman is? Probably don't. I don't know. That might be dating. You know what I mean. But anyway, it's with a cassette player, and I had headphones. And I went there. I've been working out, doing my thing, man. I went there, and I didn't know I'm here on the bus with all these kids, and I'm trying to blend in. You know, people can tell artist, man. He's got a little age on him, but they don't really know because of the paint, you know. So, and my Walkman, it didn't even work. It didn't work. I just had my headset on and I'm pretending I'm listening to music, but I'm listening to everybody that's talking about what the fuck is going on and is talking about me. But I didn't react, I didn't say nothing. It was a perfect plan. And ain't shit working. But in any case, so I went there and performed at the best of my ability. You know, I graded out, I stayed out at the top. I graded out in the top, maybe the top 3 out of, I don't know, maybe 100, maybe to 2,000 contestants or people that applied for the job. And the closest person to my age was 10, 12 years younger than me. So I could have been fathers to some of these kids. So anyway, I go there and I convinced myself that no matter what, I'm gonna go and do it. So bottom line is, they found out that I was 40, that I was lying. Okay, and like I said, I graded out in the top 2, top 3 people. I'm crushing it. And during the day, you know, I have this big catering service. In fact, it was the first time I met DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. He came over and he was like, man, he gave me some encouragement, boom, boom, boom. You know, Diamond, shout out to Diamond Dallas Page, because he's one of the first persons that came over that witnessed it on Venice Beach that day. And then he says to me, I'm in the middle of the ring, he says, Marty, how old are you? And I convinced myself, no matter what, deny, no matter what, I convinced myself that I was 30. So how old are you? I said 30. You know, what do you do? Blah, blah, blah. I do a nonprofit organization for underprivileged kids called NGU, Never Give Up. Something before John Cena. I don't know how that went about, but God bless you, doing the right thing with Never Give Up, but just coincidence, I think. But it was a never give up type of thing. So he said, do you teach your kids integrity and this and being honest? Now, meanwhile, I know what they were getting at, Mr. Finley. How old are you? 30. You know, so I got to the point where I started getting angry. Like, stop asking me, I'm 30. I told you I was 30, man. Just give me this job, please. But in any case, lo and behold, he says, what does your driver's license say? So now, he says, go get your driver's license. I go all the way back to the canopy, the tent, and so forth. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh man, this is horrible. But just prior to that scene now, when we flash back a little bit, everyone had to go catering and they wanted to go eat. Well, like I said, I was hungry for a job because I knew I only had a certain amount of time, so I didn't eat. And in Venice Beach, there's no shade on Venice Beach. Okay, I don't know where we were. There was no shade. I already set it up. So when all the guys went over under the canopy to go eat and stuff, I didn't go there. I didn't go eat because I didn't want to blend in. I want to stand out. I went in the middle of the parking lot and started jumping the rope, doing push-ups, and started doing my plyometric workout in the heat of the sun, in the heat of the day, you know. And I'm looking over at the canopy, and everybody's over there looking at me. This guy's nuts, you know. So, but I just fueled that energy, turned it into something positive. You know, fast forward, after they're telling me now, I did all I can do. Now I'm in the ring, the final judgment day. I get my license, come back for that long ass trip back to the my gym bag. You know, I was like, man, tears about to roll out because I'm like, this is it. Where's your driver's license say? I said, I had to tell the truth. And I said, yeah, that's right. I showed off. And I just got all, you know, just tried to get all mad and blah, blah, blah. And they told me to leave and get out of there. it was the most hurtful thing I ever felt in my life, because I know I'd done well, and it's like, bam, I'm in great shape. Get out of the ring, but I was determined not to just leave. They were gonna have to deal with me. As long as they're there, I'm gonna be there. So instead of me getting on the bus, I walked along the perimeter, just the perimeter, and just looking at them. Everyone else they told to leave, they got on the bus. So finally, John Laurinaitis and Vinny came over to me and he said, "Hey, listen, why don't you?" I begged him, I pleaded my case. I showed you guys that I can actually do this. It ain't got nothing to do with age. Nothing to do with age at all. And, it's all about my ability, because I've lied and people have done, and I apologize for that, but people have done far more worse things than I have to get a job. Other than that, but I proved that I'm capable of doing it. It's not like I'm incapable. In any case, and they said, and I told them, I said, they said, well, you're going to go get on the bus. I said, I'm not getting on that damn bus. I'm not getting on it. It's a bunch of fucking losers. I didn't lose. I just showed you I didn't lose. I'm not getting on that bus. I know my way home. Those guys are losers. And if I had got on that bus before I talked to them, I wouldn't be standing before this camera right now. Because that shows you what determination. You can't let anyone deny you what you truly believe that you deserve. No one. I don't give a damn, and keep God first. And that's the God honest truth. And that's heartfelt. So it worked out. It all worked out, man. I had a chance to see the world, and still seeing the world, but I've had a chance to travel in parts and places that normally, more than likely, I wouldn't have that opportunity to.
Don't give up. Don't give up. Fight forever. Don't give up. Fight forever. Don't give up. Fight forever. Fight forever and ever and ever and ever.